more than 8 different styles of the dot. The first one, the dot means the right dot, almost like right triangle, all in the center. 我哋而家我们先讲啦，艺术里面的点，点有很多，有大概8到9个不同的术法。第一个呢就是正点，正点呢就是说，因为艺术它要长锋，它不要路锋，它要不看到那个很尖的，所以一点呢，第一个中点 ，right dot 就是正点，就是长锋，就先往上走一点，上去的时候。 再回头，再下来一点，就是这样子一个点，圆圆的。This is the right spot, right dot. Okay, so I try to use the bigger pen so everyone can see. I want everyone to see how when I move the brush and the hair, how the hair move, and that's how you learn. 这个正点。 正点呢，就是没有什么变化的，只是要把它写出来，圆圆的，四周围没有什么出锋。所谓出锋，就是说它一撇这样子上去，这个就是出锋尖的，这里就是出锋尖的，不要见到。Okay? Now, when I say when the right dot, you don't want to see any pointed. The pointed mean, for example, let's say like Nike. The check mark. This one is pointed. This one is pointed. You don't want to see that. You only want to see a round dot. So that's why I use a big brush here. You have to try to keep all the pointed hair in the center. You move up a little bit, and then you back down, and then press down, and then hold back. Come back up. It's the round. Now it's not wet yet because the water is still not wet yet. So you want to see something is round like that. You don't see any pointed. Okay? Now second one, the second point. Now Bruce, I might need you to tell me in English. If this style, I don't know how to say that in Chinese. 一个这个撇点，撇点就是要路锋，这个路锋不多，这个一点点下来。 按下去，再这样子。How do you say this one? When you say down here, move this way. And it's not the check this way, but this one, how to say that? 一撇英文點講
You can use it as a
kicking dot. Okay, kicking dot. This is the kicking dot, meaning from the left to the right. Now this one, kicking dot, is different. They have a little bit pointed here. Only a few of them, they will have a kicking dot. Now, the other opposite, from the right to the left. But this one, because of the way how it looked like, then you will not start normally, don't start on top to the bottom. We'll start from the bottom to the up. Now this one, these two, I make it different. I want you to know why they are different. They have pointed. Now, when you do this, meaning very light, press down, and then move from left to right, up like this. So this is another dot from right to left. Now, another dot is called vertical. The vertical, similar to the right dot, but they have to pull down. Up, move down, press a little bit, come down, and then return. So this is called vertical dot. Okay, so I will tell you how to use this later on. Now they also have horizontal dot. Horizontal dot, you have a bit light, press down, and then move your brush in the center, and then move from the left to the right, this way, and then turn like this. Okay, so this one is called vertical. Now vertical dot, they have another style. They don't have all this very fancy movement. They're very standard, very stable, very traditional. just go back and straight from left to right, and then return. Very old style. And all you need to know, all this for now, then I will tell you how to use all this together. Now, have another one, a dot from left to right and from right to left, similar to all that, but I haven't mentioned. This one is like this. From top, come down, hold it, and from right to left, like this. And they have another one from right to left. Up, come down, this way. Okay, so basically this is all what we need to know about the dot. Now, if you put together, then you will have different changing. For example, if you say write something that with 3 dots. 好了，我一路講都唔記得講中文。好，這個正點哈就有圓的、長鋒的，豎點就跟那個正點一樣，只是下來長一點。橫點就是這個，就是這樣子，重上去，再過來，橫過去。橫呢有2個做法寫法，一個就是很平的。没有什么变化的，不是这么多变化的。有一个这个撇点，就是轻再重再收起来，就是这样子。还有一个呢 ，T 这边过来的，从右到左，这几个呢怎么样去用？我现在会讲到哈，就是这样子。那我们譬如说流水，这个流呢就会用到在这里了。比如说刚才我有说到这个，也说到横点 ，OK， 流水的流，比如说第一点就是这一个，这样子，下来，过去，一点，中间第二点就是这个横点，它有点斜了，这样过去 ，OK。还有第3点呢，这个跳点，刚才我就说到这样子过去，但是呢，它不是这样随，它可以，我这个好像没有写到啊，现在说，这样子呢，从底下上去，这里呢，已经包括刚才我所说的点的笔法了，对不对？好了，流水的流呢，这里呢就有一个叫做竖点，你看，竖点就是这样子。下来，然后呢，这个横短横过去，这个我暂时不说，因为这个等一下会以后再说。主要说点，看这里就有4个不同的点，对不对？这个短撇，这个短竖，这个短竖有一点像那个竖点。这个就是那个 line， 最后的个 line 那个撇了，你看这个就是那个流水 ，OK，now what I'm practicing here, I want to demonstrate when I say dot, I have 8, 9 different style of dot. Now I'm using this character to show you how to apply all this dot into a character. The first one is called horizon dot. The second one is called check dot, just like the Nike, this one. But the last one here is the same thing, but in the bottom. So that's why you have in one character, you have 4 different styles. And this one is called vertical dot, which is over here. So when I apply them, say 1, 2, 3, and then a vertical dot, and this is a cross. So that's how you're using it. So now, when you know all this dot, then you easy to apply to other. because when I have a horizontal dot, now they become a horizontal stroke. Vertical dot, you become using a vertical, vertical, right? So if you know how to control, how to do the basic foundation of dot, basically you already know many of other stroke. Am I right? Now, 第二个字，那我们不是有一个一无所有这个无，下面不是有4点吗？那4点呢就有变化很大。这个变化呢，就是说我们先不说这个，今天不讲这个我就不说 ，OK？ 好，现在说那个4点，这个4点呢，就刚才我已经有说过了，从这边说过 ，OK？ 第一个点，从这边，这个刚才有说过，4个不同的点法，轻轻按下去，往上去，然后呢，这个是正点，这里圆的，然后呢，这个是竖点，拖长一点。 这样呢是撇点，你看4个点都不同的变化，这个很重要。如果你把这个5字写成4个点，就是1、2、3、4，就没有艺术感，不美，不好看。Now I apply the dot in a different character. This one means nothing in Chinese. So how you, I have 4 different dots, but 4 different dots in different direction and different style. Why? In art, we need to make change. We need to have different form to make it look good and artist. So if you have 4 dots, just white dot have nothing different, no change, no style like this. Then the whole world is look terrible. You get that, Bruce?
Yes.
Okay. Now, another thing, I also want everyone to understand, I would recommend to start with Lishu, the old style, because old style of character, the whole style hand printing, it always require our using the brush in center. Center means 中锋。什么叫做中锋？就是所有的毛走的时候，毛尖都在一画里面的中间。Okay. Now I tell everyone why I chosen the old style of hand painting as the first class for your foundation, because in the very high class of movement in Chinese calligraphy, you always require to run the brush, all the hair got to be concentrated in the center. It's not on the side. Let me show you what I mean on the side. Now, on the side meaning that you're running either the brush is on the top, you're moving this way. Moving this way. This is not center. Or you're moving the pen also set like this way. It's not center because the hair, the pointer is not right in the center. What makes the difference? And I will tell you later on, explain to you. It means you running the pen when you up. I'm going this way, but you don't learn this way. I want you to see how the hair control in the center. You should have it run. That means you see all the hair right in the center, the pointed right in the center. Because this way it will make the stroke on the side more solid and filled. 就是它饱满。譬如说你把它写成那个折缝，这样写的话，因为这里很难控制，出来就不美，而且呢没有那种古味，那个进食的那个味道。以后我再跟你们说什么叫做进食 ，OK， 就是金石器。有很多人会把它写成这样子， 拖这个我们叫做拖笔，你看拖笔很难控制，有一个地方长一点、粗一点、小一点，出来墨水又不一样。所以呢，行笔的时候要中锋，中锋就是这样子走。而且呢，中锋以后呢，还要是推。如果在纸上写的时候，我是会这样子，我下笔了以后，我是推，我不是拖。你走这边也是，其实是推的，一直都是推的，并不是拖笔的。Okay? So what I try to say, if I do the handwriting on the table, you will see most of my stroke is pushing. Pushing means I can start with pointed, but when I want to move the flow, you got to push, because this way you have all the force. You can control the hair more solid in one point, and then you easy to control how you want it run. And then you can, when you practice at home, later on you will see, if you push it this way, all the hair you control in one point, and all the supporting point in here. Then you can make the stroke very strong and power, 有力。中锋行笔的就有一个琥珀的味道，有力度。所以人家说，入纸3分，就是你用笔的时候，这个中锋很重要。所以以后你把隶书写得好，你把它写楷书、草书、行书，都自然有那种古味，就是这个原因。The right dot, remember, we try not to have any pointed, but of course there's some exemption, just like in English, A-E-I-O-U, when you have the vowel, you don't pronounce. And update, an animal, you cannot say a animal. The same thing in Chinese. Now, let me see, because Bruce is going to take video, I want everyone to see it. Now, this one, you start from the bottom and you move up, you press down, and you lift up, and then you move back, come down this way, and then you lift the pen, the brush, and go back up, make it round. So this is called the right dot. Okay, you are not able to make it round like a ball, but that is short. That means it's short, and you don't want to have any point. You cannot use like the handwriting, the current handwriting, go the dot like this way. You are not going to do it this way. You have all the point. You have to be all round and no pointed. So you push up and you come back down, and you lift. So when you're doing the Chinese calligraphy, 2 movements you have to remember. 3 movements you have to remember. The first one is press. The second one is lift. Now, the press and the lift to make all your stroke how it go. If you press down too hard and then you lift up too fast and you make the movement, then you will have 2 ends heavy. For example, if you press down too hard, okay, and then you lift up too fast enough, it go like this, and then you press down, then no good. So the lift is very important. You know how to lift, how high you lift, and how you're going to move to make all this movement very even. So how you do that? So go through many practice. For example, I write the 1. In this old style, it's very important, the 1. Go like this. And go down, and then move up. Now, this one, you don't move up and you come back a little bit. So you will see, this is the horizontal stroke, special character for the old style called Lishu, because they want to have the head like 蠶蟲，英文有冇人識得叫乜嘢？蠶蟲 English. Yeah. 呢個係個顏尾啊 ，Ricky 知唔知英文？顏蠶頭蠶蟲。
silkworm I think.
Silkworm 個顏尾咧。
顏尾嗰隻 kind of duck I don't know.
Yeah, kind of the duck tail.
Yeah,
the duck tail. Okay. Now, this one have a little bit different. The stroke, they are not straight. You will see they have a curve. And how you're going to make this curve look good, I will explain later on. But today I'm talking about the dot first, okay? So the first dot, how you go, I'm going to make it big, okay? And because I want to hold it for everyone to see, go. Now, this dot, basically you go like this way. I'm going to do it this way. You basically, you start from down, I pointed you the arrow, and then you come back down. Okay? And then you, when you finish with a little bit hooked up. So that's how you make, they have no pointed. Okay? So you start from here, but you move up, you press down, and then you turn your brush, come down, and then you move back a little bit because you want to make it like round. They have no pointed. Okay? I will practice on the table later on. Now, the second one, the vertical dot, do very much the same thing, but you're pulling down more. For example, go up, and then come down, and then move back up. That's the vertical. Okay, so this one basically is much simple. And then you go, you start with the point down, and go up, and then come down a little bit, but longer up. So that's how it goes. OK， 这个是竖点、正点，还有一个横点。横点就很简单，横点就是从这边来，一锋长锋，长了以后再回头。一般如果我们要从左往右，先从右过去，再回头，这个就回锋，回过来，然后再收，两边都没有什么的，这样不好看，只是我让大家知道这个笔法的运作 ，OK。 Normally, I sit a little bit toward to the left. My eye can see it this way. So what I do, the right dot in, I start in the here, and I move forward up, and then I come down. Like you see, I lift up, and turn, and go. Now, extra ink, you put a piece of paper towel. Try to get it, because this is a big pen, so normally it goes too much. I should dry out my pen a little bit. Let me do it again. Now, any extra, you can do something like this. The movement from bottom up, lightly down, and then you press, and then you come up. You see, I lift up, and then I turn my pen, come down, and then lift. That's what we call press, lift, press, lift. Okay? If you don't do the press, lift, and movement, you will not get what you want. Now, another one is called the horizon. The horizon go this way. Lightly, this one is not going to go backward. They slow down, lightly come down, and then lift up, and then press down, and move from left to right, and then come back. So that's called the horizon. So I do a big one. See it come through, right? Go through. Horizon, go lightly, come down and press down and move backward. Press down and lift your pen, your brush when you're moving from left to right, and then come back. You got to have some kind of momentum, pull back, so you won't go like all the way. That means you cannot control your movement. Okay, so this is the called the horizon。
那流的第二个点是不是就是 horizon？
对，这个是流水的第一个点。
哦，第一个点。
第一个点。
第一个点是斜的嘛？
这个是横点。OK， 因为它一定有一点那个角度。This gentleman asked me, Mr. Ho asked me, this kind of you call the horizon dot. However, they have a little bit angle. I say yes, because in art, if you're doing have some style movement, will make it more life. Of course, there are another horizon that they very old style. They don't have this kind of fancy stuff. That's what the next one I'm going to talk about. This one is also called the horizon dot, but you go like this one is different. They go opposite, and then you press down and lift, come back, move this way, and then you lift up and you move, round it up. Okay, now let me show you this three style. The right dot, let me see which one I can use it. Okay, you can do it this way. Go right dot, go up, and then down, and lift up, and then go this way. Now, this one, you already have three different dots. This one is right dot. This one is the short check dot. This one is called the kick dot, right? This one light here, light, and press down, and move, and lift up like this. This one from the left, light, press down, and then lift up like this way. Okay, so this one is the right dot. So you go right dot, up, and then you have horizon, move, you don't do anything. Now, this one, I'm going to talk about that later on in another class. So you go this way, and go this way. Now, make sure you remember, you don't do two same style in one word. For example, this one, you go like this. I hope you don't do this. Otherwise, it look very awkward. See, they all the same. It look terrible. Okay. Now, how to do this one? This one, you can also do the same thing with this. Different style. Now, this one I do a little bit different. I can do it this way. It's the same word. So the dot, you have so many different ways of doing the dot. So that's why I want everyone to know, if you practice all different dots, then you will have no problem for the future. Okay? Okay. 你看。这个呢，就是机器做出来的纸，一边滑一边粗的。Okay. Now, I want everyone to know we have right now basically two different type of paper. One is man-made paper. One is made by the machine. Made by the machine, you will see one side is rough, one side is very smooth. So, I recommend to using the smooth side to do it. Okay. To do your writing. Now, I have the right dot, the horizon dot. I also have the kick dot and the check dot. Now, you're going another one. They have another one I haven't talked about that. You can go like, let me see. Yeah, this dot. This dot, I forgot to talk about that. They're very much the same. Now this one, what type of word is that? they go from right like this way. So let for example, far away, 远. Now, this one you go this way. Now, this one is just similar to this, right? So if you know how to do this, later on, you can do this. 但是这个圆3点也可以写成这样子，好像流水那个一样。I'm going to say that, explain later on, okay, Bruce? Now, the same word, you have different type of the dot. Now this one also a dot, okay? Now you can do it this way, and then you already practice this one. And this one. I also talked about that before, right? Then come here, they are different. You press down and lift up, always lift up, press and lift, and then move. Sorry. Okay, so see, two different style, but it's the same word. Okay, so it's not wrong, but you need to learn all this. So when you look at that, you say, oh, that's the way. So all this will help you a lot. For example, this style of dot will help you another character. For example, I'm using the same way. Go like this way, come down, move. Now, 把它写成人，对吗？就可以这样用了。You see, Bruce, the short one is called dot, but if you make it enlarge it longer, it's called the check now. So that's why all this basic foundation, the more you practice, the more you get used to, the better for you in the future to form a character. Okay? Now another word, let me see. Okay. Beautiful, the bill, beautiful. 2点, 这样点. This is another different dot for the word beautiful. Go, come down, press down, and then return. Now this is the same thing, come down. Now I purposely make one side bulky, the other side more narrow, because that way it look nicer. If you do it this way, both the same size, it's not going to look good, look beautiful. There's no movement. Now you do this first one. This is the horizon, and this horizon stroke. The same thing with the horizon dot, the one very traditional, but only shorter. So you apply the same thing, right? And then now when you do all three, then normally after the second one you come down, and then you go this way, right? Now I'm going to show you different stroke way of doing it. This one, they do it different. Now you go. Okay, and then you have another way of doing it, the same thing. Now you go all three together, but you come down here. The same thing. You can do that. Okay? So make sure all the stroke now, it's a good time for explain to everyone. When you do the Chinese, the old style, make sure the space of each stroke try to be even. Of course, we are not like a rule using the ruler, but if you're doing something like this, and it's going to look terrible. So try to make it even. 1, 2, 3. The space similar. That will make your character look much better. So the same thing with another one. Just 3 vertical. You have to try to make it. This is not a very good pen because they all open up. It's okay. Now, you can do this one. This one is a little bit different, but I'm going to explain. Okay, you can go like this. See, all round, go up. Always start from the bottom, the middle, and then go up. And then the same thing. Come on. See, I try to make it space similar, but you can do it this way. Come down, slowly, go this way. Now you can tell me which one look better. Right? So it's the movement, the style, make the whole character look totally different. Now, this is the right dot. From the bottom up, press down, and then lift up and move back down and try to round it up with circle. So I'm going to write that in English later on, okay? And this is vertical. Press down, come up, come down, and then move up, return. And this one is vertical, horizontal. Press down, and then lift up, round it up, go this way, moving. And another vertical dot. Come up, and then you try to lay the hair the way how you want, and then move from left to right and lift up while you are moving, and then try to hold back. And now the check dot. The check dot, they pointed. They pointed from the left to the right and move a bit upward. Go lightly, then press down and move up. And when you move, you lift up and then hold back. Almost like a triangle. And this one from left to right. Also very light. Start with light and pull down and press, and then try to move. Now I move back and forth because I want the hair follow my direction. And then when you movement, you lift up and then hold back. Now this is called the left diagonal dot. Start from bottom up and press down heavily, and then move from left to right and return round up. The same thing. This is called the right one. You start from bottom and press up. Now you round up, lift up, and move back down, and then round up like that way. And then you have the short diagonal, right diagonal dot rounded up, down, bye. Thank you. See you next on September, no, October. Okay. And then you have another one that way. up, press down, and push, and come up, return. Okay? Yeah. Now, let me handwriting. Stop from here, move up, turn. I don't know. Go ahead. How can I say this one? Sorry. I don't know the name, how to create the name for this one.